What's up, YouTube family? It's been a while since I've last spoken to you, but today has finally come, which is patch day, or patch notes I should say. Patch should drop tomorrow, but this game, I'll be honest, it should have come sooner, but I'm glad it's here now. I really enjoyed my time with the game. Obviously, the problems that came with it kind of put me off the game, and this is what I was waiting for. So yeah, let's go through the changes which I think will affect the character I play, which is Grappler. So starting off, so this is like the general changes to every character. So if you read all, becomes invulnerable against hits immediately upon performing dodge, making it easier to escape from combo attacks. That sounds wrong. I think they should have wrote block strings. I don't think you can escape from combo attacks. I think they mean block strings. With gaps in them. Overall defense is enhanced with increased HP and guard gauge. So already this is sounding positive for Grappler, because dodge is, in my opinion, one of his strongest mechanics, purely because he lacks mobility options like the other characters, in the sense where his dash is slow, his walk is slow, everything about him is quite slow because he's a Grappler style type character. He does have the armored barge, but in general he is toned down a bit compared to the other characters. So yeah, dodge, reduce the recovery, which is really good obviously because you can hit buttons quicker now after you've done the roll, which probably means that you can punish certain moves easier. Moved up the activation timing for invulnerability against hits effective immediately upon performing the skill. So that just sounds like to me it's going to be an invincible. Moved up the activation timing for invulnerability against projectiles effective immediately upon activating. So basically invulnerability against projectiles and physical attacks, and it sounds like from frame 1. So essentially, if you don't have a reversal, which Grappler doesn't have, you can just roll now. Obviously roll gets beaten by grab, but point being is everyone now has a reversal option on wake up, which is really good, really good. Guard cancel. So I didn't really use guard cancel that much because Grappler's guard cancel was pretty bad in terms of range. Adjusted the recovery of oneself stun on the opponent to reduce the hit guard frame gaps. So I think they're just making it more consistent, it sounds, to well, making it harder to bait. I think you have to commit more if you're trying to bait it. Airborne MS skills. MS while airborne, adjusted to face the opponent immediately after performing the skill. Yeah, it kind of sounds like a nerf and a buff at the same time. I imagine it might be a bit awkward when, say, Dragon Knight is in the air and you're directly under her. Which way will the special face? I don't know, that might be a bit weird, but sounds like a buff to most characters. Maybe not so much to Grappler because he's only got a command grab in the air, and if your opponent jumps behind you, I'm pretty sure, you know, they're probably not in range. So if anything, that might be a nerf, because if Grappler somehow gets behind the opponent during an air special, they're going to auto-correct and most likely hit him. So yeah, we'll see. On to the actual meat. So I'm obviously going to skip through the characters I don't play, which is everyone except the main man here. So Grappler, easier to counter hit while enhanced seismic crash. So seismic crash, I believe, is his parry, which, yeah, we'll see what they mean by that. Becomes even more powerful in awakening mode, which is really good because I really thought his awakening mode was terrible. Well, not terrible, but it didn't compared to everyone else's, it didn't feel like it was useful in any way. You can deal high damage while with powerful attacks, making it easier to make a comeback. So sounds like they're buffing his damage, but yeah, let's read. So like they said, HP and guard gauge has been increased. So HP increased to 1100 from 1050. I don't know how much of a crazy buff that is. I'm assuming it is going to make a difference. We'll see. Guard gauge from 1250, it's been increased to from 1100 now. So that sounds like a big deal. Again, we'll see when the patch drops. Awakening effects can cancel charged MP skills with other MP skills, possible even on whiff. Okay, that sounds a bit busted. So essentially, once he's hit Awakening, he can just cancel anything into anything, even on whiff. So my guess is command grab, whiffed command grabs into, I don't know. I'm already thinking of just silly things, but we'll revisit this. The follow-up motion of seismic crash, that's his parry, I believe, can be cancelled with other MP skills, possible even on whiff. Okay, so I guess this is a way for him to deal with him guessing wrong on wake up. So obviously we have the roll now, but if you still want to wake up doing parry, and it whiffs, your opponent sort of baits it, you could change it into a, I don't know, an armored barge or a hop, the stomp. Added defense increase. Again, this, I think this really matters with how much they buff it, because by the time you hit Awakening, the next launch kills you anyway. Most people don't really survive if they get launched again after hitting Awakening. The only one that really does, is I find, is Berserker, because he gets to regen his own life. We'll see how much it affects Grappler. Crouching A, so that is his crouching punch, essentially light punch. Launches the opponent higher when hit while it's airborne. I don't think I really used, I think from what I recall, the only time the crouching punch was used was for air resets to then go into a jump command grab setup. So maybe that's what they're aiming for. Maybe they want to make that a sort of more consistent thing, so you can go for, say, a stomp, and then from the stomp, rather than extending the combo, you go for a reset. So you do like a crouching jab into a jumping command grab for more damage. So maybe that's what they're aiming for. But yeah, again, we'll have to test that out when it drops. High kick, which is his down S, which essentially is his crouching heavy kick, extended the untech time. So from what I remember, during sort of mid-air, the opponent could recover. This could mean now that the opponent recovers more near to the ground, or until he hits the ground. He won't recover until he hits the ground, or tech, you can say, which is good because I can already see certain combos that wouldn't work before. So like running up and doing, so let's say you hit a down S charged, running up and doing a standing medium or a B into another charge down S wouldn't connect, whereas now it might connect. We'll see, but that sounds like a buff to me. It definitely is a buff. Air Steiner, so back S, so that is his little anti-air kick. Reduced land and recovery. Okay, that's interesting. So that move is really good. It's probably one of the main reasons why I love Grappler, because it's a consistent anti-air. Problem with it is if you guess wrong on the jump, you used to get punished. So if they made this move really safe, then that is a huge buff, because it just means you can throw out back S without worrying about the punish. So yeah, big buff if it is safe on block. The other benefit, I guess, is the reduced landing recovery means potentially better combos. I mean, usually after landing that, well, the charge version anyway, you usually did like a charge stomp, which is his MS move. I don't know if it's going to give him access to new combos. It probably will. Again, we'll have to test it out, but I don't see what other move you lose. Maybe a charge. Maybe you can do a shoulder barge. Who knows? We'll see. But yeah, sounds like a good buff if it's safe on block now. Slam kick, S while airborne. So that is his amazing axe kick that he does. One of, if not one of my most abused buttons. That's the button I use to punish a lot of DPs, a lot of whiffed ground neutral with Grappler. It's got a huge hitbox, amazing button. Ground bounces the opponent even without counter hit. Oh my god! So he's basically gonna get a full combo now from this move on normal hit, which he didn't usually get. So that is really strong. Stomp. So again, this is standard. So this is not the charged version of the stomp. This is just the green stomp. Second hit launches opponent higher. So the stomp actually has 2 hits. So essentially, if you hit the second hit of the stomp, which most of the times you do, it's going to launch high. So I think there is a benefit to that actually, which is if you, after certain moves, so near the end of the combo, I think it was after back S, before you did super, there was a combo where you would use MS at the end of the combo and cancel straight into super. Maybe now you can extend it a bit further because the second bit launches higher. More than that, maybe you can start... Could he do it before where he could actually launch off of his normal command grab with an MS? I don't think he could. There was a way to end his combos with his stomp into super that I've forgotten about. But now that he launches higher, I think it might open him up to slight extensions in his combos. But yeah, that sounds like a buff to me. Reduce the damage scaling for combos. Okay, so basically more damage off of that specific move. Increase the block stun. I wonder if that means that it's plus. I don't think it was plus before. If it's plus now, that sounds huge buff. That sounds like a huge buff because having plus moves in this game is you know, it's a big deal. Seismic Crash. So this is his down MS, his parry. Moved up the counter hit timing. So I'm not too sure what this means. It sounds like the parry window activates earlier. Meaning, does that mean that it's a reversal now? I wouldn't be surprised if they made it a true reversal. Not that it matters because most people will just hit low against Grappler because the low beats the parry regardless. So even if it is a reversal, I guess the nice thing is now is he's got the mix between down MS and roll. So if the opponent goes for a low button, let's say, thinking you parry and you roll instead, you get out. If they go for the throw, I guess throw beats the parry, so basically always go for throw against Grappler on the wake up. So maybe, yeah, maybe on wake up he still has issues. He's not going to be able to do reversals. But yeah, I mean, it's a buff, but I think it's going to be more effective in the neutral than it will be on the wake up. So yeah, instantly reacting to things and getting a punish out of it, which, you know, sounds good. Not the biggest buff compared to everything else, but, you know, it's welcomed. Shoulder tackle, one of my favorite moves. So this is forward MS. Reduce the recovery. So this is the standard version. Reduce the recovery, which is good. So you can hit buttons sooner, or you're probably more safe. In fact, there were situations where you could space it. I wonder if it's plus now in those situations, which would be interesting. Shoulder tackle. Reduce recovery. This is the charged version, so there's reduced recovery on that, which again, I wonder if you can make it plus now or super plus if it wasn't already plus. Again, I think this is going to tie into what we're going to go back on after, which is the awakening mode. Breakdown, hold. So this is the charged version of back MS. So this is his command grab, grounded command grab. Increase the knockdown time. Is that a buff? I think that might be. So straight away I thought, okay, that basically means the safe jump setups that I had originally done with the character won't work. I'm gonna have to sort of work out new safe jumps. But now that I'm thinking about it, is this basically gonna have the same knockdown time as the jumping command grab charge? Because we all know if the jumping command grab, you could combo now. You could combo with a charged Magnum Soul, right? The stomp. So this sounds like the grounded command grab now might potentially launch, which again is a huge buff. I don't know if that's right. I don't know if that's the good thing. I don't know if that's the correct thing to do. If they do that, that's a bit crazy. But yeah, that's probably one of the first things I'm gonna test out when the patch drops. Sounds really good, really strong. If he can't launch off of it, if the knockdown time just basically means they're on the ground longer and you can't extend, then fine. We'll just have to work out different setups for the safe jump. It won't be too different, I guess. But yeah, I'm actually quite excited about that. Aerial breakdown hold. So this is his charged command grab in the air. Reduced recovery. I'm pretty sure that used to recover pretty quickly anyway. But yeah, hell yeah. If it recovers even quicker, probably means that you can't punish it now if I whiff it. Which sounds a bit busted if you ask me, but you know, Grappler needs some love. I'm not against that. But yeah, let's go back to the Awakening. So just after reading all of that, all these special moves that have gotten their buffs, the fact that we can actually cancel on with our MP skills, to me, sounds like there's going to be different combos when he's in Awakening mode versus normal mode. Purely because Stomp launches you higher than it used to, and you can instantly cancel now. I think we actually saw some of it, right, in the trailer. Okay, so I found a bit of the trailer which has what we're looking for. Let's quickly slow this down. Say half speed. Let's pick out. So he does a 2H. Stomp. So this he could already do, right? That's not an issue. Let's slow it down a bit more, actually. Okay, so he cancels that into a red barge. So notice he's in Awakening mode. So that is essentially the MP skill cancelling into the MP skill. Before, he could only get a green barge from it. I don't think he could hit a fully charged shoulder. And then from the shoulder, he's cancelling into another charged stomp. Ah, and that's it. So very small portion of Grappler we get to see, but essentially confirming, yeah, we are going to go MP to MP. I just noticed he's got a different icon up here. I don't think he got this icon before. Yeah, the blue icon on the top right next to his yellow armor. That is probably the same thing that Crusader has, is it? I can't remember. I'm guessing it is. So then, yeah, I guess the defensive thing. We'll see how much of a difference it makes, but it definitely looks like this character is going to have a lot more combos I'm gonna have to explore, which yeah, I'm loving that idea because it sounds really fun. Almost feels like the health buff is insignificant because it's similar to what Guilty Gear did, right? Where they wanted to reduce damage, but then they gave people access to extended combos, so it kind of just negated one or the other. So it doesn't feel like to me that they're trying to make you survive more. Rather, they just want you to survive the same, but give you access to higher damage and, you know, longer combos. We'll see how the game turns out. But it sounds like it's more busted than it was before, which, you know, I don't mind personally. The main concern is having situations that are not impossible. Well, it kind of felt impossible against certain characters with Master, of course. But you're having those sort of scenarios where you're put in a position where you feel at a huge disadvantage and there's nothing you can do, you know. And of course you will have matchups like that, but I guess, you know, we all saw it with the meta being with Master, Hitman and Striker. I don't think anyone enjoyed that. Yeah, so I think Striker and Hitman will still be strong characters purely because of the DP not getting touched. But because it sounds like everyone's, and I'm not going to go through all, you know, the whole patch list, but it sounds like everyone's gotten crazy buffs with their tool sets. So we're going to have to it's probably going to be like playing a new game again, which I don't mind personally. I think this game needed something like this to refresh it. We'll see if the community comes back to play this game. I really hope it does. Overall, yeah, I'm pretty happy with the patch. And yeah, I'll be streaming this tomorrow, and hopefully up until Street Fighter 6, because that is the next big game for this channel anyway. So yeah, I'll catch you guys tomorrow hopefully, and peace, take care, enjoy.